So the other day I was reading this absolutely amazing article, and I've opened it up on my laptop here in front of me, so I'm going to be looking down occasionally. It's by Harvard Business Review, and the topic of the title says Stop Telling Women They Have Imposter Syndrome. Hmm. Now, it goes on to just tell us a bit about imposter syndrome. And for those who don't know, it's essentially just the feeling of you doubting your abilities, but not just doubting your abilities, you thinking that you fooled everyone into believing you are better than you actually are, and that one day soon they will uncover the truth that you're just not as brilliant as they think you are, and that you're really a fraud. And this is what imposter syndrome is all about. Yeah, it affects a lot of high achieving people, especially high achieving women. But what this Harvard Business Review article started challenging was the fact that once a woman doubts her abilities in any sense, automatically she's deemed as having imposter syndrome. And this isn't necessarily the case because men doubt their abilities sometimes. Men feel like maybe I'm not good enough for this role, right? They have one, they tick one box of 10 boxes that are available in a job role before they apply, and they probably get it, but they still don't really, we don't label this idea of imposter syndrome on men. Why then is that label on women? And it was just really interesting, the whole conversation. And what they were trying to say is feeling unsure should not make you feel like an imposter. You feel uncomfortable at work. You second guess your decisions. You second guess your some of the decisions that you've made. You second guess how you show up. You second guess sometimes if this role is for you. But what helps men that a lot of women are just beginning to step into is that when men get to that position where they're second guessing these things, they're able to sort of look up and see role models who have gone before them. They're able to see men who have achieved what it is they're trying to achieve. Men of competence, of character, who are doing great, amazing things, right? They're able to see people modeling the leadership style they want, demonstrating competence, showing up with various contributions. Women, on the other hand, rarely experience similar, a similar thing. And now, yes, with the advent of mentorship and coaching and all of these things and women bodies, we're seeing that come on. But like Harvard Review points out, interestingly enough, that very rarely are you invited to a women's career development conference where a session on overcoming imposter syndrome is not on the agenda. And I think what they were questioning, that I started questioning as well, is did we take something that's a normal phenomenon and give it a medical term that sort of flipped it on its head and gave women an even heavier load to carry? Sort of the thing of, and this concept of imposter syndrome, I think it first came out in the 70s, right? And in the 90s, we had a similar thing that came out, which was about hysteria. Oh, women and their hysterics. And that came up every time a woman showed emotion. She was deemed hysterical. Every time she allowed herself to lean into what she was feeling, she was labeled as hysterical. And that's not very accurate. So the question is also to ask that this idea of imposter syndrome, and I'm just exploring this thought as well because the article really triggered some things in my mind, and I started thinking, is this a thing of chicken and the egg? We don't know which came first. Is it that we took feelings that are natural? It's natural for you to question if you're going to do great at your job. It's natural for you to doubt occasionally if you're doing the right thing. It's natural for you to think, am I really as brilliant as these people think I am? Are they one day going to find out that maybe she's not that smart? These are natural things. Did we take that? Add the word syndrome, which is such a heavy word on its own. Slap it on, put some medical diagnosis on it, and send it out. Did we take all the other things into practice or into consideration when this was coming up? And it's just a conversation. Let me know what you think. Because I'm quite, I read that and I was quite interested. And it goes on to speak about how there's natural systemic bias that has gone into how we even diagnose certain things about women, right? And how we sort of showcase and how explicitly and implicitly we say certain things that lead women to believe certain things. And I found it really interesting. Bottom line of the matter is, I think if you are dealing with something that does seem like imposter syndrome, or if you're questioning your doubts, your abilities, your contribution, your brilliance, I think a couple of things that can help. I mean, I was just thinking random thoughts, but really a couple of things that can help. The first is mind the communities that you're in. Okay, what communities are you in, and what can you draw from them? Sometimes we might not be able to believe in ourselves, but we can borrow the belief of others. We can lean on a sister on this side and lean on another sister on this side and borrow their belief that yes, what we are doing is making a difference. Borrow their belief that yes, we are actually brilliant and we have value to give. That's the first thing. Relationships are so key because they can help you get over these things faster or help you settle even more into misconceptions and wrong belief systems and wrong mindsets. So that's the first thing. The second thing that directly helps you deal with imposter syndrome is how well do you know your craft? You need to master your genius. And that is a phrase that's coined by my coach, DDK. You need to master what it is that you're doing. Do you really know the work intimately and intricately? Are you constantly learning? Are you a lifelong learner? The type of work do you put out? Is it mediocre at best and downright horrible at worst? Can people trust the standard of excellence that you bring to the table consistently? How do you show up? Do you come up with everything and with who you are, showcasing the brilliance of your thoughts, the brilliance of your gifts in every interaction? Or do you show up and people are like, just come again, it's not so, it's not so. So you need to master your craft and make sure that you're not just and that's what helps with this idea of imposter syndrome. When what you're producing and releasing is marginally less than what you're carrying on the inside, that's a powerful thing. Really is. So first thing, communities that you surround yourself with. The second thing is mastering your craft, mastering what it is that you're putting your hands to. And the third thing is committing to building others up. Sometimes all we need is to realize how far along the journey we are and how many other people are looking up to us as an inspiration. It helps us take these things seriously. So when you commit to building the next generation, when you commit to helping the women coming after you shorten their own journey, to helping them to become great, and when you're giving, blessing the world with your genius and with your gifts, and that's probably point number 4, tied in together. When you're blessing the world with your genius and with your gifts, and you realize how much of a blessing you are to our nation, to your world, to your community, it makes it easier for you to tell the voices that say you're not enough to shut up. It makes it easier for you to lean or stand in your office and command the things that you want to see happen. It makes it easier for you to execute, being authentic to who you are, yet executing at the highest levels. Yeah, that's what it is. And it's amazing if you overcome this quickly so that you can birth all that is in your inside. The final thing I'll say is guard your space. Guard your heart, guard your mind, guard your soul, guard your spirit. Know who you allow speak into your life, who you allow counsel you, who you allow teach you, who you allow talk with you. Because you're soaking it all in, and you need to make sure you're soaking the right stuff in. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about imposter syndrome? Have you read that article? What were your thoughts on it? I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, you know the drill. Stay safe and remain beautiful.